morning. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. I feel like a newsreader.
No, it feels a bit like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining in to find out a bit about Art Builders 2022. That's a lot of twos. Should we introduce ourselves?
Let's do that.
You go
I could
for
either
it.
just put the banner on like that and be really swishy. But I'm Jo. I'm the artistic director of Animate Arts Company and the crazy brain behind Art Builders, which started in 2019.
And Animate Arts spearheads Art Builders and runs the
Good
whole
clarification
the whole shebang. And I'm Daisy Orton, and I am the project coordinator for Art Builders, which means that I try and have an eye on the whole running of all of the ins and outs and how it all works, and some of the strategic planning as well.
And keeping me sane, frankly.
Hopefully. I'll hand over to Jo for a little bit of news about dates.
Yeah, so obviously every year we have like a June big program of activity, although it does take all year planning and some things do happen in the lead up. But traditionally every June we have a month where we encourage schools to get really creative in classrooms, and we call this Art Builders Month. And last year it was so successful, and we've really reflected on what all of your schools have been doing, and we've decided that actually that month is probably too short because of the half term that gets thrown into June. So this year we're going to make Art Builders for the entire term 6. So that's going to be all of June. Obviously you've got half term in there, but all of June and then rolling into July, because there's quite a few schools last year that was doing stuff in July
right, at the end of the summer holidays. Yeah.
So we thought, let's go with that. So it's going to be term 6 next year, Art Builders term. And also we had a really brilliant one-day Art Builders Day last year, where there was sort of like a pinnacle of loads of stuff going on, including like a digital rally. We're going to do that again. So the date for the diary for that one is Friday, the 24th of June. So you need to put that's sort of in the middle of term 6 is going to be Art Builders Day. So it's definitely the thing to put in the diary. So that was one of the main headlines we needed to give you today. But we're busy behind the scenes, sort of plotting and planning and building things and making exciting things happen.
And what can you tell them? What is coming up? What we've got? What's first on the agenda for 2022?
It actually starts at the beginning of 2022. We're going to start in January. Last year we did a boot camp, which sounds more horrendous than it actually is.
There's no running involved.
There's no running, there's no push-ups, there's nothing like that. It's a boot camp for teachers. It's a creative boot camp. So it's like a real intensive CPD workshop led by artists from the Art Builders team. And it explores all of the themes of this year's Art Builders, and we look at how to champion arts in schools. So we're going to bring that back this year because it did sell out last year.
They were amazing, and the feedback was incredible about an artist-led creative CPD, and so we're really excited to do them again.
Yeah, we definitely knew we had to bring them back again. So we are going to do online ones, which is really for all of our schools that have joined us from across the world. I think we went international last year, but we did have a lot of schools across the UK. We're actually based down in Kent. But this program is for any school who wants to champion the arts. So there's an online boot camp for teachers, which will be your sort of one-stop kit and training to take Art Builders into your school. So you will become a proper Art Builders champion for your school if you attend that. But this year, because we are trying to embrace going back in person and the value of working with artists in the real live person world, we are down in Kent. We are going to have a couple of workshops that are for teachers to come along in person, work with the team of artists, and have loads of like practical training to take back activities to go back into classrooms. So that's very exciting. So there'll be one in Gravesend. I'm just looking at my diary. The first one is in Gravesend on the 28th of January.
And it's quite good for people for kind of like southeastern London as well.
Absolutely.
Gravesend.
Yeah, we think you can slip in, come down the motorway and come and join us. And it's going to be on this most glorious art venue called LV21, which is basically an amazing ship. And you get to do all the training on a boat. It's just very exciting.
A light vessel.
It's a light vessel.
LV.
Google it. Go and have a look at
yeah.
it. It's fantastic. And then on Friday, the 4th of February, so a week later, we're going to run the workshop again, but we're going to go down to Dover, so that half of Kent can come and join us. So teachers, if you're in the area or you're prepared to travel, come and join us in person. I really think it's very exciting.
And so you don't need to do the online one and the in-person.
No.
It's an either or, depending on where you are and what your circumstances are. And just to interrupt with a little bit of housekeeping, hi Pam in the comments, and the people that have joined us, welcome. If you want, on a YouTube live, you can rewind and restart us. So if you want to go back to the beginning, but then the whole thing will be saved and on our YouTube after anyway. So it's up to you, but just to let you know.
Great. Can I just also say that those tickets I put online today on our shop, so you can actually go and buy tickets for the boot camp now. So there's the in-person and the online tickets, and they're on art, but actually down in this thing that's scrolling. Is that right there? Go. I can't follow it. That one. Go to there, and then go to the shop on the website, and on there's tickets, and you can choose which event you want to come to. Either or, we just can't wait to work with all you lovely teachers again. So please sign up.
And then I will say that we had feedback last year as well that it was such a cost-effective way of doing CPD, because you were learning, not only were you kind of being brought onto their art builders, the kind of magic of art builders, and like arming you with all of that kind of info for really advocating for creativity in schools, but you also get a kind of practical art package skill that you can then cascade through your teaching staff. So it's a really one person comes and then the whole teaching staff learn how to last year make a book and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be doing practical activities, and that's going to be around the theme from this year, because last year we had a theme for all of the activities. Not that you have to follow it, but we do like a theme. And this year, in fact, should we announce the theme?
Yeah,
because that's the exciting bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, last year, just to recap, last year we had a theme that was lotions and potions, and it was all about using art as a medicine to make us feel better after everything we've been through. So this year we are still going on with the well-being, because that's really important to us, and we know it's really important in schools. But we're very inspired by all the current affairs at the moment. And so looking at our environment, we are going with the theme, ready? Global Orchard is the theme for this year. So we are going to be looking at sort of climate change and how trees can make our world a better place. They're brilliant for well-being, being outside in nature and planting. We want a place where we can plant together. Something about sort of all that recovery and growing together. There's some really lovely sort of metaphors there for well-being. And obviously there's so much stuff in the news at the moment, isn't there, with COP26 and the climate change and everything. So it will be very fitting for that. And also next year, there's the Queen's Jubilee.
Yes.
And she's going to be planting, well, not her personally, but there's going to be a
Queen's
big
canopy
programme. Yeah, I keep saying canapes, but it's actually a canopy. There's a big programme, isn't there, where they're planting trees. Yeah. So we're going to be complementing that programme quite well. So it's just a really apt theme. And obviously we're going global, but that's because we're international schools.
Yeah.
So, we're looking at trees, Global Orchard, and we're very, very excited about it.
And of course there will be, it's worth saying, there will be a big Art Builders collaborative project.
There will.
Of course, we are working on that.
I've been scheming for many weeks on this.
Yeah.
But now currently doing the funding bids, which is the boring bit, but hopefully, fingers crossed, that will make it happen.
Last year, if you didn't know or you weren't around, last year the collaborative project was the Recipe Book of Happiness, which was this gorgeous book that's got all of the lots and lots of the children's artwork that they produced. So that have all been pulled together in this gorgeous wellbeing resource that we're really, really delighted with. And they're for sale as well. And those are the proceeds from those all go to the fundraising to make Art Builders 22 happen.
Yeah.
And it is worth saying, I think, if you're new here or you don't know us or the programme, that Animate Arts is a charitable organisation, and Art Builders is subsidised and needs to be to happen because it's a big project. So we have been very lucky to have Arts Council funding, and everything crossed for all of Joe's magic fundraising will be working. But the more recipe books for happiness we sell, the more fundraising that we do, the more leverage we have to bring in that funding to keep as much of Art Builders as we can, low cost, good value, and hopefully at least one of our amazing digital artist toolkits free for schools. So
if we raise enough money, we're aiming. That is our ambition this year, is that we can give a whole toolkit to any school who signs up for free. So that's an artist resource that you can use in your classrooms, but really it can only happen if we can fundraise. So if you want to buy a recipe book, fabulous, and it's smoothly transitioned into this next sell pitch.
This makes me feel like Blue Peter. It's not, I didn't make it. You made it earlier.
This is our advent calendar, and it's a 10 days of kindness and creative challenges for classrooms. It's specifically for classes, so you only need one for a classroom, and you can do the 10 doors of the advent calendar at any time in December, because it's so busy. You need to work out when you can do that, and you scratch off the doors and you take on a challenge. And so there's creative stuff and kind of stuff. In fact, you as a teacher will get this top secret envelope which has the sneak preview of what's coming up in the advent calendar. So again, if you can support Art Builders, the best way you can do is buy an advent calendar or buy the recipe book.
Helen Clarkson says she loves the theme.
Thank
you. We're
Thanks,
really
Helen.
excited. We think it's super rich for you guys as well to take in whatever direction you want. And there's also there's a non-schools calendar as well.
I'm just throwing that in because there's a 24-door one. This has been designed by one of our Art Builder artists, Esther, who's an illustrator. So please, you can buy these as well.
And also we know teachers and schools aren't made of money. We're just mentioning this because if you've got a good PTA or like really supportive governors or parents, then perhaps like these are resources and presents and stocking fillers that they might like to get involved in. So if you are registered for Art Builders, that's fantastic. You'll hear all about all of these opportunities in your inboxes. And posting in the brilliant Pam, who's in the comments, is on the Facebook page. So that's the other place that you find out about things. If you're a teacher that's interested in Art Builders, and how could you not be, because it sounds amazing, then go onto our website and register. It's totally free to register. It's really just like
we just need to know
that the school and your position in the school, and so that we can get the information to you and make sure that the opportunities are available to you.
Right.
And be part of what is an amazing, not only is it an amazing project to run and to be part of, but the network of schools that you get access to for connections and conversations is national, it's international, and they are the most inspiring and exciting and genuinely friendly teachers in schools. We're privileged to be part of that network, so we would love you to join us. Let me just check them.
Do you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to give you a promo code, because I do have on Friday, it's Thanksgiving. Sorry, I'm going back, Daisy.
Now it's not Blue Peter, now it's Shopping Channel.
No, it's the shopping. I'm on the shopping channel. I have got a promo code for the advent calendars for classrooms. If you would like to buy the classroom one, I'm going to put 25% off on Friday because it's Thanksgiving. And I think we need to give thanks to all you lovely teachers. So what should I do? Shall I show you? There you go. There it is. It's called Thanks 21.
So you just to have good posture now, otherwise you sink.
Okay. Yeah, I have to be careful of that. So just go onto the shop when you buy it, just pop that in and you'll get 25% off straight away. Sorry, I forgot to say that earlier, Daisy.
Sorry, you're not in
Sidetracked.
trouble. Not in
Okay.
trouble. But yes, thank you for those of you that joined us. Thanks so much. For those of you that are watching later after tea and children are in bed and all that jazz, thank you for tuning in as well. The email on the website is always open. Ask any questions, make any suggestions. But yeah, we just wanted to share the process because there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes, and as soon as we have information like dates and boot camps, that is out to you so that you can get that. And we know how important your calendars are and getting things in the diary, so we we'll get that out to you as soon as possible. But we are super excited for the year ahead, and stay in touch. We'll speak soon. Thanks.
See you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for tuning in, and speak to you soon.
Take care.
Bye.